chimed. Of course, Crystal started telling her side of the story. She's afraid people's believing it. That's her problem. So she's gotten defensive. You see, Crystal finally started talking. After staying silent, she finally started speaking. She does it so well. She's a better talker than I am. I'm the one who assembles her videos. Which ain't really nothing. It's just taking the little graphic she gives me, stretch it across the film, and maybe I'll add a fade or two. She's a way better podcaster than I am. I've always had a speech impediment. Of course, I know it wasn't really her who got pissed off. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to tell y'all. He's just been a daddy. He got mad as I told him his boy was a problem. He was a problem with her. He was a big problem with her and his brother. He's always causing trouble. And I said something. I even told my friend this one time. I said I shouldn't really got so mad at him. He's really just been a daddy. And at the end of the day, he's really just been a daddy. And my daddy, I'm telling you, my daddy, you get rough with him. Pointing at his children. And now the part of it is, he should have took the time to hear what I'm saying instead of just jumping. Because I wasn't trying to attack his son. Now I did start after they started doing what they did to us. They started to win with us. But I eventually just got fucked up with it. Then I started being mean back. Just the same way I did with the biggins. I eventually got mean back. You can be one of the little meaningless hoodlums when it gets started. Meaningless shit. I've heard he was that way as a teenager. By people that were there. Meaningless shit. Be honest, I didn't even really, I'm going to tell you. I sort of thought of his other son like a brother, and the little one, I liked him too. A lot of times I held my peace because of them. I did it for years. For some reason there, that one day, it bottled up. Bubbled up to the top. Even both him and Crystal got on to me for that. They said, you should have stayed out of that. I said, I know. So I just lost him. I'll go out and try to earn her some money on this one too. Now she got 3 on that other one. I'm going to try to let that simmer down. That's more between Crystal and them than it is me. And now, they did use me to do it, and that's what pissed me off so long. Yeah, it wasn't really over her. It was really more over his son than it was her. I'm the type of person that once a bridge is broken, I'll burn it. I'll light that thing, baby. I do it all the time. I need to quit that though. That's not really. I'm gonna say this on my end. That's not really good to be that way. It's not really good to be that way. So I have to rebuke myself sometimes too. So that's what I was talking about. That guy talking about, you better hope he ain't got something. No, I don't. I lived most of my life at home. Everywhere we went, we were with our parents. And I basically told people my bads. I got a bad mouth. I like naughty outfits. I'm bad at that shit too. Blah, blah, blah. But that's rock and roll, you know. I've told my faults. Y'all know my faults. I'm an open book, man. You ain't gonna find nothing out of me. Hell, I was with my parents when I was out. They took us to the clubs. We were a family at the club. Some of them clubs wasn't family clubs. Indeed, I never forget the guy coming up to me at the Wild Bills. And he told me, he said, I'm not ready to give you my stun gun. It gets wild. But he said, but I noticed something about you. And he says, why is this? He says, this place is fighting cats and dogs most of the nights of the week when it's open. He says, I do security here. He says, when you are here, it's always calmer. And I said, well, we are Christians. So my mama always prays, and I do too. And he says, well, I believe you. He says, you just don't know the kind of club you're in. And he says, it's never been bad one time. And he says, you done been here 5 times. And he says, I've noticed it's always when you're here, or your mother and your father and them are here, it's calm. We went some holes in the wall too. We went in Alabama one time. I'm talking about the night. It was nice. The place was nice. I'm talking about I'm talking about where it was located. It's located down where there's all kinds of. You could see them exchanging drugs and everything. Down the corners. Skid Row, Birmingham. One of my favorite shows, though. And I'll tell y'all why. And I happen to get it on video. The guitarist in Hinder was always really nice to Crystal. I kid you not. He runs down, gets her a pick, and puts it in her hand. And I got it on video. I taped the whole show, though. I taped the entire show. That was why I got it. He's always sweet on Crystal. He's sweet to her. Now, she wasn't the Crystal that y'all know today. She was real thin. She had lost a lot of weight. She was really... She didn't even have people bugging her about joining models, and she was already too old to be a model. Some guy told her she looked like Blondie, and I told him, I knew the guy. I said, well, she should look like Blondie. I said, her mama was Blondie's twin when she was young. She was? I said, yeah. She was the black-headed Blondie. They still kind of look alike as old ladies. I kid you not. My mama and Blondie look similar. As old ladies. They still looking alike. My mama's still her doppelganger. My mama's brother was Elvis's doppelganger. It's funny they both were doppelgangers to celebrities. And I know it now. Because I seen that Elvis impersonator walk in the room, and the first thing I'm thinking, I'm not thinking I'm seeing Elvis. I'm thinking I'm seeing Winston. Because I grew up seeing him in pictures. He wasn't in life. You know, you should have seen it in color. Well, I seen him in pictures. But then when he walked in color, you should have seen it in color. I can use that song as an analogy. Because you should have seen it. That's the first thing I think. I didn't say nothing. Then Mama gets home and said, he made me sad. He reminded me of my brother. I said, Mama, I felt like I seen my uncle for the first time. He's dead long before I was ever born. Died 62. I was born at 75. Think of the year distance of that. I never seen him. What's that screen? Should have seen it in color. I'll try to let my beef with him expire though, because he really was just been a daddy. I'll try to let that succeed. I made some smart ass comments when I see him. I gotta quit. I'm rebuking myself. He was just been a daddy. My daddy would have done the same thing or worse. He'd stood up for his children. Now where he was wrong, and I'll never quit calling him out on that. He had no business sticking his nose in his nearly half 30, nearly in the mid-30s son's relationship. That should have been up to him. And even as a disabled person, I take offense to that. But somebody could have done me that way. Nobody would. My mom and daddy didn't get involved. They didn't get involved in their children's relationships. They didn't like it at times, they didn't get involved. The only time he did get into it with her husband. Not fun. But now that was something different. I'm not going to tell the personal crap here. But now he didn't really get involved. My parents didn't go around getting involved in the relationship. When you're grown, you're grown. You know what my mama would always tell me when I was young and she didn't know what I was going to do? They say, you get out and get yourself in trouble, you just get yourself in trouble. It ain't my problem. She used to tell me that. She didn't have to worry about her boy, though. He wasn't. He saw enough trouble himself at school, he decided he didn't want nothing to do with women. He decided he didn't want none of that. He decided he didn't want none. He didn't want that bad enough. Do I like being by myself all the time? Probably not. But think of the peace and serenity that you give up if it's not good. If it's good, then you might have to do it. There's another side, and I never thought of this side till this subject. I want to tell you, him and her, they were like they were in their own world when they were together. I know I witnessed it many times, which I think of what all of them was jealous of. I think all of them was jealous of that. Every one of them. I think every one of them was jealous of that. They were like they were in their own world. It was just like him and her. And guess what got in the way? Outer forces. So you got to worry about that too. You got to worry about the Romeo-Juliet type of situation, where you're good, your girl's good, but you got the other schmucks in your way. The other fucks. Let's call them fucks. The other fucks in your way. That's something you got to think about too. If I ever do decide to date, I'm going to consider all that stuff. How independent is she? Does she have independence from her family? Do they make her calls? Because that's all important. Do they make major decisions for her? I probably would never date another disabled person.